of years ago, I was living the dream, racing in the USA with my own race team in the IndyCar Light Series. At the St. Petersburg Grand Prix, I won over $80,000 in prize money.
For Junior Strous, winning at St. Pete was great, but winning 2 times was twice as nice. On the restart, Strous would make a move in turn 1 and never looked back. Saavedra led 32 laps from the pole, but was unable to hold off Strous when he went for an inside move in turns 1 and 2 after the restart. Strous then held on to the lead until crossing the finish line before all of his fellow competitors.
The race thereafter at Long Beach didn't go so well. My car caught fire.
I'd take it out, son. Quick as you can. That's the 18, Junior Strous. Strous is out. Appears to be okay. Junior Strous, here in the crowd.
My budget and my racing career went up in smoke. After my racing career, I needed some much needed R&R, so I moved to the tropical island of Aruba. Once a petrolhead, always a petrolhead, and even on an island without an actual highway, I needed to do something on cars. I needed a car that could tow my jet ski, so I bought a really old shitty Jeep. So one night with my former girlfriend, I was watching a movie, and it was Jurassic Park, and all of a sudden I saw that the Jeep in the movie was actually the Jeep that I had.
Must go faster.
So I decided to do my very first car build, and I transformed my Jeep into the Jurassic Park Jeep. Now it looked really cool. The car got stolen twice. It was crashed also twice by the guys that stole it. So that was end of story for that car. Now I'm back in Europe. I'm in the family business. I own a Shell gas station, a car wash, a detailing center, and also Car Wax Pro, where we sell turtle wax products online. I've always been a huge BMW fan. I've raced Formula BMW with Nico Rosberg, and I won a lot of championships with BMW cars. So, my first car build was actually a BMW M4. We put some sick-ass rims on it, tuned it, and that car I actually traded for a BMW M6. And that was the start of the M6 GT3 build. So one of the problems that I have with my cars is that I drive them too hard. I always push them to the limit, even on the public road. Track my cars quite often also, and there you smoke the tires within a couple of laps. Mostly the front tires on these street legal cars are just too narrow. With the BMW M6, all those problems were even worse because it's a really heavy car, and actually it's a top of the line luxury sports sedan that BMW has in its lineup. So a friend of mine out of the US, who's actually a race team owner, saw on my Instagram that I just received my BMW M6, and he gave me a call and said, "Hey Junior, we just had a big crash at Daytona and the car is well insured. Do you want to have some M6 GT3 parts?" And that's how the M6 GT3 build started. So the M6 GT3 build took almost 2 years. It was really hard to get all the BMW motorsport parts together because at first I got a shitload of them for free. Then BMW said, "Okay, Junior, you can buy some parts." But then they said, "No, they're not street legal, so you can't actually run them and we cannot sell them to you." But in the end, they sold them to me anyway. So it took a while for the build to be completed, but now it's for sale. And how's that going? Not a lot of people want a really badass street legal race car, I can tell you. It's a niche market, of course, not just because of the price point, but because it's also really hard to get it street legal outside of the Netherlands. So on the last day of 2019, I bought my new project car, a Ferrari 458 Italia.
I'm here today not only as the chairman of Fiat, but the chairman of Ferrari, to introduce you the most innovative Ferrari never made in our history. This is the 458 Italia.
Now, it's a really nice car, right? But mine wasn't, because I bought it on Copart.com, and it had some severe front-end damage. So here's the listing on Copart.com. At first glance, it doesn't look too bad. Front bumper is damaged, left front quarter panel. You can obviously see that somebody wasn't wearing a seatbelt because the owner had butted the front windshield out. But the rest of the car is just really clean. At the rear, there's no damage at all. Airbags went off. So I bought this car for $66,000. So I was over the moon with my Ferrari purchase because front-end damage on Ferraris isn't too bad, as long as the chassis is okay. The engine's in the back, the gearbox is in the back, and the only thing in the front are a couple of radiators and some chassis mounts which can be easily replaced. So I started Googling what kind of parts I needed, and I also tried to find out what actually happened to my Ferrari. And while Googling on the VIN number, I found some pretty disturbing pictures. Because the car that I bought on Copart was actually listed on that website twice. On the one that I bought, or I think I bought, the damage doesn't look too bad. But on the other set of pictures on the Copart website, the complete front end is just sheared off. The left front wheel is broken off, everything's just fucked. And the strange thing was that on both the Copart listings, the car had the exact same mileage. So as you can imagine, I started to become a little bit worried. So as we speak, my Ferrari is on its way to the Netherlands. And I don't know which car I bought. On both the listings on Copart, they have the same chassis number, the same mileage, and on one set of pictures, the front is completely fucked, and on the other, it's not too bad. And the big question is, what Ferrari did I buy? Okay, so the Ferrari 458 build, what are we going to do with the car? We're going to do something really cool. We're going to transform this car into a street legal race car, just like we did on the M6 GT3. With the Ferrari, there are a couple of options. We can build a Ferrari challenge car. We can build the Ferrari 458 GT3, but even more rare, we can build a Ferrari 458 GT2. And that's what we're gonna do. So with this Ferrari build, I'm going to show you guys literally everything. First, we have to fix the damage. Then we're going to buy some really cool race car parts. I don't know if we can get all of them. If we can't, we'll just 3D print them ourselves. So a lot of YouTubers, they build cool cars, but nobody really shows the costs. And that's what we're going to do. You're going to see the price of every part on this car. If there's anything extra you'd like to see or know about this build, let me know in the comments. So be sure to like, subscribe and hit the bell on my YouTube channel. We'll keep you posted on the M6 GT3 and of course the Ferrari build. Just fill up. We have this special key that goes into this race filler net. And always fill up with Shell V-Power. you own a supercar, it's nice to also have your own gas station because this car is always empty. Well, we have that. Okay guys, so welcome aboard the BMW M6 GT3, and as you can see we have an almost fully stock interior, but with all the cool racing bits. Oh shit, there's police there. Oh, not for me, thank God, not this time. We also have the police tracker in here. It's sort of illegal, I don't know if you can see it, but this little dash here, there's 5 lights on there and it's beeping. They scan for the police frequencies and yeah, they alert you if they're nearby. So that saves my driver's license and keeps the ticket score low. And I need it on a daily basis. Keep the revs low for the cops. Hello, those guys. Okay, so we're clear of the coppers. So what are we doing here? Today we are Prius hunting, and the Prius hunting is something very important because the Prius, as you all know, is the new most ugliest car in the world. Well, why is that? Before we used to have the Fiat Multipla. That was the former ugliest car in the world. Nobody wanted to drive it. They even put Michael Schumacher up to make commercials with it. He was, I don't know, a 5-6 time world champion back then. He even couldn't make that car look cool.
Das gibt's doch gar nicht.
Ich hab's selbst gesehen.
Entschuldigung, wie lang sagten Sie war er?
2, 3, 4. Bis hierher. 3 vorne und 3 hinten.
Und das Gepäck?
So. Schön, dass es Ausnahmen gibt.
Der neue Multipla Fiat. Fragen Sie Ihren Fiat-Partner.
So, around the 2000s, the Toyota Prius came, and that car now has the crown of the most ugly car in the world. And it's not just ugly, it's also really bad for the environment. Because as we all know, CO2, the stuff that your exhaust emits, is actually plant food. It makes trees grow. Without CO2, there'd be no plants, no trees, no oxygen, and we'd all die. So, if you watch a lot of CNN, they'll make you believe that CO2 is bad, but it's actually not. So you don't have to feel guilty anymore if you drive your car. And the harder you drive your car, the more CO2 it emits, and the better it is for the environment. Car, it doesn't emit, almost doesn't emit any CO2. So that car is bad for the environment. Plus the people that drive it, total I mean, South Park even made an episode about it.
Oh, hey Gerald, new car? Yeah, it's a hybrid. I just couldn't sit back and be a part of destroying the Earth anymore. Well, good for you. Oh, thanks!
The design is terrible. And just think about all the children in Africa that got harmed mining that lithium for that Prius car. So this is how Prius hunting works. You're just driving along, doing your thing, driving on the road, and you spot a Prius somewhere in the distance. What do? First, you grab your phone, open Instagram, and be ready to record. Then you drive up to the Prius, you shift down as many times as the car will let you, full throttle, and blow by while filming. Okay, so we're heading to Amsterdam right now. You all know that city because of the hookers and the drugs, but there's also a lot of liberals there, or lefties, or hippies, and crazy people. And around the ring of Amsterdam, there's a shitload of Priuses driving there who all need to get schooled a little bit. So what do? You get out your phone and get ready to record. Drive up to the Prius, start recording, shift down all the way, film the Prius and blow by. So you just compensated the CO2. Guys, that feels good. Another day, another hunt. Okay guys, we've got a tunnel coming up, and as you can hear, this car is pretty quiet if you have the windows closed. Here we go. That is loud, man. Holy shit. That was a fun first episode, guys. If you need any help with your car, I'm Mr. Turtlewax, and we sell all this stuff behind me online at carwaxpro.nl. So be sure to check that out. We checked out my Ferrari, we went Prius hunting. If you like this video, be sure to hit the bell, subscribe, and see you next time. Peace. Okay guys, be sure to spend some money at priushunter.com. It helps the channel and makes you look cool. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, you can do it now.